after seeing countless ALS Ice Bucket challenges and the videos being posted to all forms of social media, it's heartwarming. It really is, to see the amount of support and funds that are being raised for a great foundation and a great cause, but it's also making me more and more frustrated, and I have to say something about it. It's so frustrating how little attention the taking of lives has been recently in the United States at the hands of the police officers. There's been 4, I think, in the past, oh my gosh, it feels like 2 weeks, that have been, you know, so prevalent in the media, but unfortunately I feel like the attention is not going, or the impact is not going beyond that. Everyone knows about, you know, the shooting in Ferguson, and of course a lot of people are outraged by it, but police brutality goes way beyond that. And no, I don't live in the United States, and no, I don't know anyone who has been shot or killed at the hands of a police officer, but I feel like that shouldn't matter, and I feel like a lot of us should care a little bit more about our neighbors and what's happening to them. So for every ALS Ice Bucket Challenge video I see or I like, because I do, I'm going to be posting a video commemorating the lives of the people who have been shot and killed by police officers. In January, 16 people were killed. February, 6 people. March, 14 people. April, 5 people. In May, 18 people were killed. In June, 39 people were killed. In July, 19. So far in August, 78 people have been killed by police officers. That's a running total of 195 people in 8 months. I've seen, I think, almost that many ALS Ice Bucket Challenge videos, so I believe it's someone's responsibility to acknowledge the lives that have been lost, and because no one else seems to be doing it, I am. On January 1st of this year, in Chelsea, Oklahoma, a man named Shane Bridges, who was 33 years old, called the police and told them he was suicidal. They found him on his porch, where he fired his weapon at the officer, who returned fire and killed him. January 2nd, 2014, in Dallas, Texas, a man named Michael Schmidt, who was 47, was shot and killed. When they arrived, he had barricaded himself in the front lobby of his apartment building and was shooting at police. Officers then returned the fire and killed him. His 20-year marriage had just ended, and his 11-year-old daughter was in the apartment upstairs when the police killed him. On January 2nd, again, 2014, this time in Thornton, Colorado, a man named Wesley Maldonado, age 35, raised his gun at police after a high-speed chase. 4 officers then fired at Maldonado and shot him more than 12 times. On January 4th, 2014, in Sierra Vista, Arizona, Michael Estrada, age 49, was wielding a machete in his front yard. The responding officer shot him multiple times. Estrada was well known to police and had previously told them on their last visit, which was when they were conducting a welfare check, that he was depressed. Also on January 4th, this time in Paterson, New Jersey, a man named John Murray, age 31, was thought to be the suspect in an armed robbery, even though the police description said the suspect was black, and the police officer who identified Murray called him Hispanic. Nonetheless, they thought he was the suspect, and the police officer shot him and killed him. Murray was in possession of a closed folding knife. On January 5th, 2014, in Boiling Spring Lakes, near North Carolina, Keith Vidal, who was 18 years old, was having a schizophrenic episode. As police were informed by his stepfather, he was wielding a screwdriver, and the police officers responding to the call tased him, after which they shot and killed him. The officer that did so was later charged with voluntary manslaughter. Also on January 5th, in Yakima, Washington, Rocindo Arias, 23 years old. Police thought his car was suspicious, so without identifying themselves or warning the driver, they swung open the passenger side door, where they saw a disassembled airsoft gun, one that has a bright orange tip so that it can be identified as not a real gun. After seeing this, the officer shot Arias 4 times. The one to the head was fatal. On January 16th of this year, in Houston, Texas, Jordan Baker, who's 26 years old, was thought to be the suspect in an armed robbery. After resisting arrest from an off-duty officer who was acting as a security guard that night, he was shot and killed. He was not in possession of a weapon. Also, on January 16th, 2014, this time in Spanish Fork, Utah, police officer Joshua Boren, age 34, shot and killed his mother-in-law, Marie King, age 55, his wife, Kelly Boren, age 32, his son, Joshua Boren Jr., age 7, and his daughter, Haley Boren, age 5, and then himself. These are the first 9 incidences from January of this year, of 16 from that month, that I will be telling whoever will listen. After that, there are 184 more incidents to go. Hopefully, no more will occur in August, adding to the 78 that have already occurred. I urge every single one of you to think about those people who are killed and their family. I urge you to listen to the people crying out against police brutality. I urge you to listen to people's concerns about racial discrimination on police forces. I urge you all to think about the privilege that we have here in Canada, the privilege that we have being white, the privilege that we have being middle class. Acknowledging that privilege goes a long way. I thank you for listening, and I hope maybe you'll listen closer.